Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves in the energy world lately. Did you know that China is on the brink of a massive energy shift? We're talking about solar power potentially overtaking coal as the country's leading power source. Yes, you heard that right, solar, not coal. And this isn't just a prediction. It's happening as we speak. By the end of this quarter, China's solar capacity could surpass its coal-fired generation capacity. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just a symbolic win for renewables. It's a practical, real-world shift that could reshape the global energy landscape. Personally, I think this is a huge deal, and here's why. China has been the world's largest consumer of coal for decades. Coal has been the backbone of its industrial growth, powering everything from factories to homes. But now solar is catching up, and fast. As of June, solar power capacity was just a hair behind coal, at 1,274 gigawatts compared to coal's 1,275 gigawatts. What this really suggests is that China's commitment to renewable energy isn't just lip service. It's a full-blown transformation. And if you take a step back and think about it, this could be a turning point not just for China, but for the entire planet. One thing that immediately stands out is the pace of this change. In the first half of 2026, China's non-fossil energy power generation grew by 8.5%, with renewables accounting for a whopping 70.7% of the total incremental power generation. That's insane growth, right? But what many people don't realize is that this isn't just about adding more solar panels. It's about a systemic shift in how China thinks about energy. Renewable energy now makes up 41.2% of the country's total electricity generation, with wind and solar alone generating almost 25%. That's a quarter of China's power coming from sources that were once considered alternative. From my perspective, the most fascinating part of this story is the balance China is trying to strike. Even as solar overtakes coal, the country isn't abandoning coal entirely. Coal still accounts for nearly 50% of China's electricity output, and it remains crucial for industrial reliability and grid stability. This raises a deeper question. Can a country truly transition to renewables while still relying on fossil fuels? In my opinion, China's approach is pragmatic. They're not rushing to shut down coal plants overnight, which could disrupt their economy. Instead, they're gradually phasing out coal while ramping up renewables. It's a delicate dance, but one that could serve as a model for other nations. A detail I find fascinating is how this shift reflects broader global trends. China's move toward renewables isn't happening in a vacuum. It's part of a larger push worldwide to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change. But what makes China's case unique is the scale and speed of their transformation. We're talking about a country that's home to nearly 20% of the world's population, and they're making this shift in record time. If China can pull this off, it could accelerate the global transition to clean energy. Personally, I think this is one of the most exciting developments in energy in decades. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. While this is a monumental achievement, it's just the beginning. China still has a long way to go to fully decarbonize its economy. And there are challenges like energy storage, grid integration, and ensuring that the transition doesn't leave certain regions or industries behind. What this really suggests is that the road to a renewable future is complex, but not impossible. It requires innovation, investment, and, most importantly, political will. So what does this mean for the rest of us? Well, if China can lead the way in renewable energy, it could drive down costs globally, making solar and wind more accessible to developing countries. It could also put pressure on other major economies to step up their own climate commitments. In my opinion, this isn't just China's story. It's a story about the future of energy, and we're all part of it. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. China's solar surge is more than just a headline. It's a signal of what's possible when a country commits to change. It's a reminder that the energy transition isn't just about technology. It's about vision, policy, and perseverance. So, the next time you hear about renewable energy, remember this moment. Because what's happening in China right now could be the first chapter in a much bigger story. What do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for coal? Or is there still a long road ahead? Let me know in the comments below.